What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the Week 15 loss that the Giants had for the 8th straight loss to the Commanders 29-21 at MetLife Stadium this previous Sunday. Full transparency for you guys here, I recorded this video already, and then when I went to start editing it, there was no audio. So that just took a lot out of me mentally, and I just didn't want to redo it immediately again. So have another day removed to redo this video in the similar weekly format that we do. I honestly was even like, do I even want to do this at all? Just because of how this team is. But you know what? I made a goal, a commitment that when I started this channel, I was going to do it for every single game. We haven't missed one, so here we are. Let's talk about it. And I do want to try and focus on some of the good from this one and try to remember what I said, even though, talking about Darius Slayton here, he's coming back next year. He makes some of these grabs, and then he misses easy ones. Back-to-back third downs later in this game. 2 drops, one of them being a touchdown. I just don't know where you can go with this guy, because bringing him back next season, he's unreliable. He's getting up there. Terrible effort on that one. Just good defense, but run through him, draw a penalty. Mike Kafka, for everything Mike Kafka said in Hard Knocks about being a badass, cursing, blah, 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 being aggressive, we're going to bring the boom, which probably would have been more motivational than his speech anyway. But then you bring out Young Ho Koo to kick a 52-yard field goal on a pretty gross day, but also by all metrics, a guy who hasn't fared so well. So talking about aggressive, then kicking 50-something yard field goals, missing a couple of them. F- effort from special teams. We could talk about the punt return before halftime, a couple missed kicks. Surprised we didn't miss an extra point. I do want to talk about this play specifically, because this ties back to a larger issue, is just the ineptability of this run defense. Here you have Dexter Lawrence just shaded right outside the right shoulder of the center, and there is already a big gap here, and this is just like kind of like a buck pin sweep, right? Like everyone, you're getting a couple guys pulling. Okereke is probably the guard who he's looking at to see if he pass sets, it's a pass. If he starts zone blocking in a certain direction, you could expect the zone. But once he pulls, Okereke kind of just hauls ass to get to the edge. He knows it's an outside sort of sweep coming. But this leaves a monster gap. And honestly, this is something, Dexter was to the right shoulder, but he probably just started pushing through, reading his keys, doesn't get back. You have, I don't even know if 20, is that Drew Phillips right here? Probably could fill this hole. Like, this is a pretty substantial, I wish I could draw here to show this lane, but that's what the running back sees. Okereke could work back. None of which transpires except for, I called him Jacory McCorsky Merritt. Apologies in advance, Commanders fans. Jacory Krowski Merritt. Is that how you say it? Jacorky McCorsky. Yeah, you could drive a truck through that lane. Good blocking for the 3-10 Commanders. Nice start on the road for them. They were 2-6 at this point, or 1-6 at this point. Wan'Dale Robinson, interesting cat. I hope they could bring him back, because here's the thing with Wan'Dale Robinson. He has had success, and there's another Slayton miss. Wan'Dale Robinson has had success with every single quarterback that has played for the Giants, and not just this year, last year as well. Compared to a guy like Slayton, who just disappears, and you gave him whatever 15-18 million a year, but it's just another black eye for Joe Shane, because Darius Slayton shouldn't be on this team next year. Jalen Hyatt shouldn't be on this team next year. And we talked about Okereke at the other play, but I don't know if this is a guy who is just not playing at an elite level anymore, or if he's lost a step, or is getting older, or what, because he's in man-to-man coverage on the running back. That is his guy. He's hauling ass over to cover him. Mariota checks down, and he just goes for this weak sort of push out of bounds, not even trying to dive and tackle of him. And McCorsky gets another 12, 14 yards. I mean, that's a play he's got to make on 2nd and 10. And then 3rd and 6, you have Abdul Carter covering a running back out of the backfield instead of the rushing the passer. Good coverage by Drew Phillips, guys. I said I'm going to try to talk about some positive things. I really like Drew Phillips. I'm excited about his future. This was crazy because watching this live, you didn't see how quickly Abdul Carter got there, but watch, like at the end, I'm like, how is he standing right in front of the holder? He almost ran into him. But did Jake Moody just sneak that around him? Pretty impressive. Must have been in a good Moody. I'll show myself out. Dart, get down, slide. He's not going to change the way he plays. Dart finished 9 for 63. And another visit to the let's talk about Tyrone Tracy Jr. here. Here we have a little bit of, this full house backfield. The Giants love this. They ran a lot of read option out of it, and it's worked pretty well with Jackson Dart in, not so successful earlier in the season with Russell Wilson. And here you have, it's almost like a cutback zone. It's not a counter, but it's just a cutback zone, right? You're getting the flow of Theo and Belly both blocking out to the right. Thomas has blocked his guy out to create a wall here. And then you have Van Roten kind of just trying to base him. And then it all comes down to if this linebacker looks at the flow of the tight ends and full whatever, I guess, F backs there, is he going to flow to the sideline, or is he going to fill this gap that is essentially the backside cut? And he doesn't, gets lost in the sauce. But this is great vision from Tyrone Tracy. I don't know if this was designed this way, but it's blocked up very nicely. Or who's that? Runyon, rather. Good block by Runyon. Look at this. That D tackle, there's no way for him. He's got to have to spin out of it, and it's going to be Tracy's going to be in the end zone by the time that happens. But another thing I want to just talk about here very quickly about Tyrone Tracy Jr. is this is a guy who's played through injuries this entire season. I don't know if he broke a collarbone or what, but earlier in the year, it might have been the Chiefs game, but this is a guy who, since he showed up here, day one, they didn't take him in early rounds. He played wide receiver in college. He has done above and beyond what the Giants have asked him to do. He even was totally fine playing a little bit of second fiddle to Cam Scadaboo earlier this season. And Tracy has not wavered. He's done everything that he's been asked to do, and he looks good doing it. He has a catch later in this game that is an unbelievable grab. So I'm really excited about the future of Tyrone Tracy Jr., and I think you should be too. In this one, Tyrone Tracy Jr. finished 15 for 70 and a touchdown with a long of 12. He's just a guy who, there's some guys quitting here, and he's not one of them. So after a week on social media of Jermaine Illuminor asking for retweets, that he should be in the Pro Bowls, talking left and right, career year, you're not going to win every rep in the NFL, but let's talk about possibly why he loses this one. His left hand's very low. He should be punching, or at least trying to get his left hand underneath the shoulder pad of the edge. And then, as you can see here, it's a little bit too late. The rip is already in on the edge, and he's opened up his hips. So the edge rusher kind of has just, this is what they do in practice every day, just trying to, the quickest way to get somewhere is in a straight line. Now he's going in a straight line from where he started right through Dart. And again, not to take away, I think Illuminor is having a great season. You're not going to win every rep, but that's why he's lost that one. Then 3rd and 23, just a little Wandell Gadget play that we've seen so many times that just gets him killed. YouTube might be forcing me to go premium with these ads. So Jalen Lane making a play, one score game. This is a huge play for the Commanders before half. Another F- effort. The Giants have fired their head coach, defensive coordinator, and still same old shit. Hey, Jalen Lane was one of my guys in college football 25 when I had a dynasty or whatever franchise dynasty with the Virginia Tech Hokies. So glad to see a fellow, descendant of mine, under my tutelage, have a big play in the league. That's what we catered for Virginia Tech. Onward. 2nd and 10. Skinny post to Slayton. We'll give him credit where credit's due. Nice play. Getting upfield. Trying to get in field goal range for half. Good pocket. This fucking asshole, Jalen Hyatt. There was one tweet that I saw the other day that was literally like, Jalen Hyatt has had 9 balls thrown to him this season or something along those lines. 6 of which have ended in interceptions. Pretty mind-boggling. I mean, he just can't. And here's also the thing with Jalen Hyatt is he's someone who he might not even make a roster next year. Like, what has he put on tape in back-to-back years of on terrible football teams that say, hey, I think this guy deserves a shot on our team? If this guy is someone who actually leaves the Giants and becomes an actual NFL football player, I'll just have the ultimate crash out because it makes no sense. We have seen him suck since he's got here. He doesn't do anything well. And if he does do something well, what is it? Does he run in a straight line? Well, how many times have they connected on that? Once? Twice in 3 seasons? So you have the interception come back the other way. Another Moody field goal. He didn't seem to be too affected, where he went 3 for 3 with a long of 36. Did miss an extra point. Feels like 12. You had all the tight ends before the game. Rocky, no. There. Okay, Theo. The tight end. The tight end screen. Okay, let's talk about this one because this is great play around the board. Andrew Thomas ends up at the top. So this is a full-on play action. We're going to pull Andrew Thomas all the way around. Or is he on? No. This is tackle over. This is a tackle over play. I saw something else the other day that talked about, like, this is the most there have been tackle overs or an extra ineligible receiver on the play, specifically because edge rushers are so much tinier now that they want to just add an extra offensive lineman for a blocking perspective. It doesn't seem... This is very interesting. I didn't notice this at first until now, but yeah, look at Andrew Thomas all the way at the top. Maybe it's also because they wanted to create a little bit more space for the tight end screen. I kind of like this play call. So Dart looking right, rolling right, comes back right over the defender's head. Great blocking downfield. Van Roten body to body. John Michael and Runyon both looking for work. They both get a piece of them. And then Theo caps it off by running over him, all pumped up. I'm a Theo Johnson fan now. You guys, he's changed me this season. Look at that. Nice little short crosser by Wandell. And the Giants offense is looking good here to start the second half. And then here you have Dart delivering a nice back shoulder wheel route to Tyrone Tracy Jr. We spoke very highly about Tyrone Tracy Jr. earlier, but he is doing... These ads are killing the flow of my video. Anyway, Tyrone Tracy Jr. going against a 10-time Pro Bowler, a future Hall of Famer. Unbelievable route, grab. This guy has done it all this season. He's left everything on the line. I'm really excited to see what the future is for Tyrone Tracy Jr. Because you bring him Scattaboo back healthy, and you put that two together, and you actually have a coach that wants to utilize it, it's going to be deadly, man. I'm telling you. Don't sleep on it. 4th and 1. Belly in the backfield. Good blocking. All day to throw. Dump off the belly. Makes the catch. It gets upfield. Great play for the Bellinger Bro Army. Here we have a basic RPO with the tight end in the flat. Bellinger gets another first down. The Bellinger Army. Stand up. 3rd and 20. I forgot how we got to there. Oh, no, that was the one where John Michael, I think, like headbutted someone or got in someone's face and got a 15-yard penalty. And this was one where the Giants had a lot of momentum in that drive and taking it right off the board. Missed another field goal. So much for the Mike Kafka aggressive era. But then we get to have even more of a coming out party from our boy Abdul Carter coming up. I've always spoke very highly of Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin specifically. Probably, they are two of my favorite players in this league that aren't on the Giants. And why I really like Terry McLaurin, he's a true route artist. He just embarrassed both safeties there, doing nothing really too special. But it's more really, it's just a little bit of space right here. And then two guys could tackle you, spin out of it, and score a touchdown. Terry McLaurin, also not a hot dog kind of guy, plays the game the right way. Nothing but respect for Terry McLaurin, especially over the years. He's been a delight to watch play. Dart delivers a strike deep to Theo Johnson. They said he can't run deep routes with a little 6'7" for you, whatever the hell he's doing there. And here's the play where Dart went into the concussion protocol. Didn't look anything too scary or remotely close to any of the big hits that we've seen him have this season. But the thing is that's negative about it is that it goes to the national media now. Is there's no way I had this many ads recording this last time, but the national media has their grubby little paws all over Jackson Dart every time he goes to the medical tent. If it ever happens again the rest of the season and next year, it's a national story now. The toothpaste is out of the tube. There's nothing people can do. Bobby Skinner is going to be on X left and right, posting that video, telling national media that they're wrong. It's just the part of the national story now, unfortunately, and we all know how that goes, especially when it's an anti-Giants rhetoric. But the facts are the facts. He did go to the medical tent again. But was it deserved in that case? No. Are they making up for a lot of misses earlier in the season? Probably yes. And they're trying to protect future young stars in this game. So, right or wrong, now it is what it is. Brutal hold by John Michael there. Doesn't get called, but Wan'Dale doing everything he can, no matter who's quarterback, 554 and a touchdown on 10 targets. Good for Wan'Dale. If the Giants don't bring him back, wherever he goes, I hope he has the most success in the world. I hope he becomes a Pro Bowler. Look at Dart on his back. That's got to be such a cool-ass vantage point. Well, you'd probably rather be standing, obviously, but it's not Mariota. It's not Mariota. It's Mariota. I didn't get to speak as much as highly about Abdul Carter. I guess I can talk about Carter right now. Carter, I believe, had one of his best games as a Giant. A week where he was under an immense amount of criticism, especially for him missing meetings, being late, showing up not on time for things. I guess that would be the definition of being late. But in this game, he finished with 7 tackles, 1 sack, 3 tackles for a loss, 1 quarterback hit, not 1 but 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovered. Welcome to the show, Abdul Carter. We're happy to have you here. And if it took him having to fail a little bit to light a fire under his ass for these final 4 games, then so be it. Hopefully, he could continue to grow in this and be as mature as possible while developing into a future NFL superstar. Good pocket again. Dart, a little Jackson Dart shuffle for a first down. God bless any Giants fans who went to this game. False start by Luminor. Great pocket. Obviously, they're playing backwards. Chucking it up to Wan'Dale. I believe that was PI, but when you're 2-11 and you're 3-10 and it's 12 degrees out, the refs ain't gonna throw a flag because they just want to go home too. So who cares? Sucks. 2-12. A couple weeks ago when I was talking about the upcoming matchup for the Vikings game, that was one that I thought the Giants could win because JJ McCarthy has been memed into oblivion. And now he looks good. The Vikings had a huge win the other day. They beat the Commanders 31-0 the other week. So any sort of optimism that I had going into this one has left me. So we'll see what happens on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to be here for you guys for that game. And we'll get a fun little podcast going before later this week. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a great week and start enjoying the holiday season because the Giants are not going to be a source of happiness for us during this time.